Hello everyone, this is Eden Ovando with my presentation for private versus public organizations for MPA 510. For this presentation, I've decided to talk about the private and public corrections organizations. The ones I chose were the State of California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation and the private organization Core Civic. And I've also applied the Paul Appleby theory of why government is different, and these are my examples. Both of these organizations or agencies have the same mission, which is to protect the community from offenders and also rehabilitate the inmates so that they can re-enter the community and contribute to the community. They also have a similar structure for their departments, for their sergeants, their officers, etc. Three differences between both organizations or agencies are first the funding, the public attitude, and then the facility structure. So first the funding is one of the biggest differences. The CDCR is funded by taxpayer dollars from the state, and the private Core Civic partially is funded by taxpayer money, but then it has other methods of gaining the funds to be able to run the facility. And then the public attitude, it's something that Appleby touches on, is that government agencies have the public always looking at them. There is a public interest. If the CDCR were to let go of someone, then and they feel they were wrongly let go, the public's going to be involved with that because they feel entitled to give their opinion, to tell them how to run their organization because they are paying the money to keep it going. And then also it has a lot to do with politics for the government. The government is politics, just like Appleby states. So for Core Civic, politics aren't very much involved. Of course, there's regulations, there's laws that are passed by the state that they have to follow, but because the public isn't as involved financially, they a lot of people actually don't even know about these private prisons or jail systems that exist because their taxpayer dollars are not going towards it, and their public attitude isn't really involved because they again do not are not familiar with this type of system. Then the third one is the organizational or facility structure of both. The CDCR obviously is going to be a lot bigger than the private, and the private has a little bit more leeway in the way that they structure their facilities as opposed to the public government one, because again, public attitude is very much involved, very much interested in laws, and regulations are being passed every single year to regulate the public. However, the private has more room to do different or to follow different strategies. In this case, it does matter if they're public or private because the public prison system is going to offer something different from that of a private system. And the public system is governed by the public, by the government, and is heavily involved in politics, and their funding is heavily tied to the public's attitude as opposed to a private facility in which they have a little bit more leeway. So it does make a difference between the both systems. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. These are my references. Thank you for listening.